This is the double Pekinese stitch. Again, we're working with a foundation of 2 lines of backstitch. They do not have to stay parallel, actually. You could actually have them flaring out. You can get kind of a teardrop shape. Once I've stitched my 2 lines of backstitch, then I am bringing my thread for lacing up under the first stitch on the right at the top. I'm going to take my needle down from top to bottom on the bottom row in the second stitch from the right, pull through. Then I'm going to take it back up in the first stitch on the right and go up through the second stitch on the top. And then I want to go back down through that previous stitch, and I'm going to cross over, don't go under, we want to cross over the stitch that's crossed in the middle, go down through our next empty stitch on the bottom, up through the stitch we were on before, and then up from bottom to top through the next empty stitch on the top of the row, down through the previous one on the right, cross over the next empty stitch on the bottom, up through the previous one and up through the next empty stitch on the top. So you kind of getting figure 8s in here, down through the previous one on the right and through the next one on the bottom, go back up through the previous one on the bottom, up through the empty one on the top, back to the right, down through the empty one on the bottom, previous one on the bottom. So every time you cross over to the other side, so I'm coming from top to bottom now, I go in through an empty stitch, come back through on the bottom through one I've been through before, up through the next stitch that hasn't been gone through on the top. When I get to the end, I'm just going to go under my last back stitch, whichever side it's on, and knot off. So that's the double Pekinese.